Hi, welcome to another episode of The Doctors Are Cooking. I'm Jamie Landman, Chair of the Department of Urology at UC Irvine.
And I'm Dr. Gary Dang from UCI Samueli Institute of Integrated Health.
Well, today is a particularly exciting day because I happen to love vegetables, and I see, Gary, that you've set us up with some beautiful ones. I see some kale, some spinach, and some beautiful baby carrots. You know, I love cruciferous vegetables. Right now in my garden, I'm growing the flat leaf kale and arugula. Super healthy, super delicious.
That's wonderful. So why is it called cruciferous vegetable?
I'm glad you asked. It's simply because the leaves grow in the shape of a cross. And as it turns out, this group of vegetables is just particularly healthy, but I think you know more about that.
Yeah, they contain some substances that help us detox, like sulforaphane, right? In your body, it helps you get rid of the toxins in your body. So eating a lot of cruciferous vegetables has been linked to a lower risk of cancer, better cardiovascular health. So this is a really good kind of vegetables. But in addition, I love this dish because I call it a full spectrum salad.
So what do you mean by full spectrum?
Full spectrum means it has the whole spectrum of colors. Look at this. You got green, orange, purple, red. You want the full spectrum of color. Also, you want all parts of the plant. See, you have the leaves, the roots, the fruits, because this way you get all the different ingredients stored in the plant.
So Gary, is it true that this colorful palette is actually something healthy? Is there something really scientific about that?
Yes, indeed. Our body needs thousands of micronutrients. So you want a variety of food. And they usually come into different colors and different form and shapes. Here, there's another point for the full spectrum. So we not only have the vegetables, which give us a lot of micronutrients and fiber. We also have pine nuts and pistachio. These nuts have healthy fat, healthy protein. And we got some dried cranberry and olive oil. This is balsamic vinegar and a little bit mayonnaise. We also want some other protein. So this is a good healthy protein, which is a tuna fish. You can replace that with any high quality protein, like codfish or boiled eggs, or shrimp, anything you like. We also have radish, bell pepper, tomato, different size. Why do I use two kinds of tomato? Because they all contain different nutrients and they all have different flavor. So this way you can have complexity in a simple salad. And finally, we have the beets. These are pre-cooked, so we can save some time showing you how to make it. So Jamie, what's good about beets?
Well, beets are wonderful. They have a lot of fiber, but they have potassium, good for blood pressure. For me, the greatest thing about a beet is it's utterly delicious. It's got that beautiful sweetness, and I just love the mouthfeel and the texture.
Exactly. So that's what we mean by full spectrum. Full spectrum in taste also. You got a little bit sweetness, you like a little bit tartness, a little bit sour, acidic taste, and a little bit oily, savory taste. So this full spectrum salad will come together really nicely and give you most of the micronutrients you would need.
All right, Gary, let's get started. What are we doing?
We're going to chop the vegetables into smaller pieces, put them in this big salad bowl, and just toss it. Add all the condiments together. That's it. Right. Now let's do the red vegetable. Could you cut the beets, please? I'll do the peppers. I like to break the peppers with hands like this, because when you do this, the flavors come out. Now we can do the radish, tomato. Just cut them in half. This cherry tomato, just cut them in half.
So Gary, I love how you talked about using different kind of tomatoes. Tomatoes are remarkable. The molecules in there are extraordinary. You have that beautiful sweetness we're all used to. You've got a little bit of sour. You have umami, and it's all these different components. And like you said, different tomatoes, different colors. They add a nice, like subtle nuances of flavor that are really going to make this special.
Yeah, we want complexity in nutrients and also complexity in flavors, fragrance, and texture. These tomatoes, I'll just cut them like that too. Here we have all the vegetables. Now we need to add the icing on the cake. So these are pine nuts. Pistachio. Dried cranberry. A little bit salt. Olive oil. Balsamic vinegars. A little bit mayonnaise. You don't have to do this, but I like just a little bit this creamy taste. And the tuna. Now let's just toss it. Jamie, I want to see your way of tossing the salad. Mine is not very efficient.
Well, this absolutely looks magnificent. And as you suggested, the colors are beautiful. I love the greens. Very excited to try this. So Gary, that looks absolutely spectacular. I think we're ready to plate.
Yeah, let's plate them out. So I like to put the leaves on the bottom.
So you put the greens down below, and then we're going to try and pick out some of the good stuff on top.
Exactly, just like in nature. You got the green leaves and the red flowers on the top. I'm gonna dig a little deeper to get all the good stuff.
It's nice when you have the fresh ingredients, you can actually smell the lettuces. This time of year, I'm actually growing my own kale and arugula, and when you snip it from the garden, even as you're cutting it, those beautiful aromas fill your nose. And it's nice when you can actually taste the lettuce. That's hard to find sometimes, but right here today, I can smell it. So I'm gonna follow the Deng rules. First, we're gonna get a little bit of a delicious smell of the wafting out of this thing. And for a salad, it has a magnificent aroma, very fresh, very clean. I like the tuna in there. It's smelling very lovely.
Yeah, it's very complex. I can tell about 134 flavors and about 2058 molecules.
Did you actually count that?
In my mind.
Okay, I gotta figure that out. There's beautiful flavor. I was a bit skeptical about the mayonnaise, but I like it. It just adds a little bit of mouthfeel, a little bit of kind of fat that's absolutely delicious.
Yeah. And you don't really see it and just have a hint of it.
Just a hint, yeah. Delicious. So thank you for joining us for another episode of The Doctors Are Cooking. Gary, you always deliver. Unbelievable flavorful, incredibly healthy, and super easy to prepare.
Full spectrum salad, full spectrum life. The doctors are cooking, and you're invited.